Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber, first of the Jean Cosplay, and tonight we're back again with you guys with Viking! Episode 7 of Season 3, guys.
Paris.
Paris.
Paris, la ville de France. La capitale de France, sorry.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. I'm not okay. I know it's been a long time, but I haven't forgotten.
Athelstan is dead.
What?
Athelstan.
Athelstan is dead. Jesus Christ. I was not expecting this. I am pissed off. All the feels are coming back. Okay, so Floki killed Athelstan. That was a long time coming. I just didn't know it was gonna happen this fast in the show. Although I'm saying this fast, there's only like 5 seasons, 6 seasons. So, But anyway, Ragnar did not take that well. I don't know what he's gonna do about Floki. Because well, I mean, it could have been a lot of them, because right before he did that, Athelstan had found his faith again, and he had thrown away the ring, like the faith ring he had. Mm-hmm. So, and Floki had told everyone, so people were watching him and they were not really happy with him just openly saying, I'm not your follower anymore. I'm a Christian through and through, and that's how it's gonna be. Ragnar, he saw him as a friend till the end, so I know he's gonna react in some sort of way, but I'm not sure if he knows it's Floki.
I think he might have doubts, maybe.
Well, especially since Floki literally left after.
It must have been more than 5 years. They know that Floki doesn't like Athelstan.
He's been saying that a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
So
like, Floki's Facebook page and Twitter is like, I hate Athelstan with all my might.
I mean, that was his main message on Facebook.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a mood for Floki. Although, I mean, we'll have to see. This episode is Paris, so I mean, I'm guessing we're gonna go to Paris, which means he's not gonna do anything yet. An accident could happen. I don't know. But yeah, before Athelstan died, he had discussed plans with Ragnar about how to infiltrate Paris. There was this traveler who talked to Ragnar about England that also went to Paris, so he told him a few things. They have a plan. It's gonna be a difficult one though, because they have towers and high walls, and it's something else. It's not England. No. And Athelstan also has a baby now. Well, I mean, he's never gonna know, but
in England.
Yeah. And the woman he got the baby with, she doesn't have one ear now. Well, she has only one ear, but she's still alive, and the baby exists. So that could mean a lot of things about the future of their relationship between Ragnar and the Vikings and the English people. Especially since they also killed everyone in the settlement, so there's that.
Sure.
There's a lot of stuff happening, and I don't know how we managed not to watch this show since we had to take that break, but we're preparing, we're in the mood, and we're preparing for what's gonna come next. Like, I'm letting my hair in the middle here, I'm letting it grow, because I want to make that braid thing. I want to make like that hairstyle for future episodes. Right. And you can already do it, so it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just see what happens in La Ville de France, la ville principale de France.
Why are you saying with an accent?
Because I French accent. I can say it in Quebecois too, but it's not gonna sound as great.
Okay, let's watch it now.
Let's see what happens with the French. Oh my god, there's a lot of them! The soundtrack.
Both of them look so fierce.
I know.
Seriously.
Well, I mean, they're preparing for one hell of a battle.
And he knows something's gonna go.
I mean, how would you react seeing all these ships? And they probably heard the rumors. I'd be freaking scared. Jesus. Les feux d'alarme! Les feux d'alarme dominatrices sont allumés! Le Gondor appelle à l'aide! Sorry.
Le roi répondra.
Yes. Lord of the Rings French script guys, I'm sorry.
Paris has been prepared for this attack.
Okay.
We are well provisioned with food and water, enough to last the whole summer.
I am relieved to hear it. To some extent, we are at your mercy, Count Odo.
It is still not too late for you to leave the city. Many here would urge you to save yourself.
If the actual king leaves before a battle, usually it means he doesn't think they're gonna win.
True.
It's a sign of weakness, so...
Father, you must tell Count Odo that you have no intention of abandoning your people. That whatever happens, you will stay with them, be with them, protect them. I'm sure, Father, that that was always your intention.
Will he?
Yeah. You are right, daughters of mine.
Somehow I doubt it. I think she's prepared to stay. He's not as confident.
I am determined not to quit the city.
Okay.
Not in its most urgent hour of need.
I keep thinking about the prophecy too about
A bear
marrying the princess. And I mean, well, from what we've seen of the actual princess here, she sounds like a badass. Like, she's the one telling her dad, you're gonna tell him you're staying here for your people. That's pretty good. It's better than the princess we saw in England.
Forgive me for asking, my son, but how is your marriage?
It's a marriage. I try hard to forgive, as our Lord requires us to do, even those who trespass against us.
Judith is King Aela's daughter. What does she think of her father? And what would she think if we decided to overthrow him?
I knew it was gonna come to that eventually.
Of course.
He's hungry for
How else would
power.
I become Brett Welder?
Do you plan to invade?
Not initially. I have certain plans in place, various suggestions to invite chaos, including perhaps assassination.
My God, Father, Aela is your ally and your friend.
Oh no, not my friend.
Yep.
I don't have any friends.
It's not how you play the game.
Here.
Look, Floki. This is you. This is me.
I miss him. Athelstan.
He would have been useful. We will manage without him.
We have no choice now.
Oh, there's so much left unsaid.
I want you to know, Floki, that I need you. Now more than ever. I have always believed in you.
This is the type of smile he does when he's
I
lying.
want you to be in command of this raid.
Me? Sit, sit. Take it, sit. How do we best attack the city?
I will lead an assault on the tower and the gates of the city.
We will attack the gates together.
I said I would lead the assault.
We may need the tools Erlander made.
I will make that decision if and when we need to make it.
I trust our Kalf to make it.
I don't think you were listening.
I think I understand why you put Floki in control.
There will also be a riverborne attack. The ships will be filled with warriors and means of scaling. We will beach beneath the walls. We will climb up and gain entry to the city that way as well.
In which case, Floki, you'll be responsible for constructing whatever it is we need to scale these walls.
Well, don't you worry about me, Ron. I will make something truly astonishing. Just wait and see.
Putting him in charge makes him see how difficult it is to be Ragnar.
Let's hope the gods bless your efforts.
He's so happy, but then I'm expecting Ragnar to do something, so I'm like, oh. I care about Floki, but I'm really pissed off about what he did. So I don't know where I stand with him.
The Northmen have been scouting the countryside and our defenses. We must expect an attack any day now.
Gisla, I regret not sending you to safety in time. It is much on my mind.
I did not want to be sent away. I wanted to stay here with you. There is nowhere I would rather be than here in Paris, beside you, in your hour of need. I've been much about this city. the people of Paris are frightened to death by this pagan army.
I am aware of the need to pacify and control the population. Thank you, Princess Gisla.
No, but she could be an
I
awesome
like her
ruler,
character.
yeah.
I might have to reassure them that.
You may rely upon me to do everything possible to persuade the people of our ultimate victory.
Even your presence in the city, Princess, helps them to believe in that.
Yet it is for my father to lead us to that victory. Is it not, Father?
She's so controlling her dad. It's like he cannot do anything without his daughter telling him what's right and what's wrong.
It's just the figures.
Yeah.
Of a monarch.
Who's the actual ruler?
My daughter.
And yet,
If she is the actual princess that marries the bear, I'm okay with that. I mean, she's got a lot of character.
She knows.
And
she knows what she's doing.
And she knows how to do it right.
She's not a wallflower.
Everyone is depending on me. My inventions will allow us to enter Paris. You will see, Helga. Our warriors will storm the walls, and we will all win the greatest renown. Especially me. Floki the boat builder. Floki the tower maker.
I wonder if Ragnar is setting him up to fail.
You think?
You didn't tell him about the secret passages and the way to enter the city that he learned about.
Using my poor hands. Do you know why they are helping me, Helga? Do you know why? It's because I gave them a great sacrifice. I appeased them. I delighted them. I filled them with joy. Do you know what I did, Helga? Killed Athelstan.
I'm not happy with that.
He's deluded. He was as afraid of the consequences of what he did, but now with Ragnar giving him command and stuff, he's delighted. But I wonder if Ragnar did say, "I'm sorry for what I'm about to do." He's not killing Floki. He's putting him in charge. I think he might be setting him up to fail.
Judith, as long as there is breath in my body, I will protect you and your son, Alfred. Believe me.
I do not believe that.
Oh my god. It's really hard to know what he actually wants to do. He plays it so well. The game.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he's doing this, but like gaining Mercia's help to overthrow the people he asked for help in order to get
I thought that
Mercia.
maybe he could have had his son to just go and marry the Princess of Mercia.
That's what I
but he's
thought.
already married to Princess Judith.
Yeah, I thought he might have that because he was asking, what's the state of your marriage? But then, I don't know if they could divorce back in the day.
Not before King George VIII.
Queen Kwenthrith, I bring a message from my
Baking.
father. He condemns the murder of our nobles who accompanied you here in good faith. He insists that you reaffirm the status of Mercia as a client state of Wessex.
So much talk of business.
My father insists that you
Father,
not
my
agree.
father. How old are you, Aethelwolf?
Stop pushing me.
Do you always do what your father tells you? Don't you have your own thoughts and your own feelings?
I have feelings of duty. I try to do what is right for my country and for my God.
I wonder what your father threatened to do to me. Let's see. Did he want to tear me apart? Violate me? Or whip? Would you like to whip me? Excite you?
That's her weapon.
Come to my bed.
Deliver me from evil.
Athelstan is starting to not be unfaithful to his wife, even though
He married her, so he's not supposed. He really wants to follow the rules and the Bible and everything he's ever been told. And she's tempting him a lot. That's her weapon. So people used that against her before, but now she's using it to control everyone else.
she took control of her own body.
May I present to you my son, Prince Magnus? Yes, he's named after his father. I think you may know him. Ragnar Lothbrok.
No.
False.
And nothing will stop him from returning to these shores, both for Magnus and for his settlement.
He cannot help you. And you can't threaten us with him.
Gods,
Should have waited till you laughed.
It would be unwise to kill us. It would give my father the very pretext he needs. A pretext to invade Mercia and become its king. So if you value your life
Oh shit.
and that of your son, then I suggest you sign the documents we have brought with us, reaffirming the fact that Mercia is a vassal state of Wessex and must in future pay not only homage, but also taxes to Wessex for the privilege.
He's tired of being used. It's like everyone thinks he's a fool.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, nice.
It looks cool. It looks so cool. Oh my god. They are ready. It's like he's directing an orchestra or something.
Master puppet.
Yeah, it's his masterpiece.
Everything ready, Floki? Everything is ready. Tomorrow, we attack Paris.
I'm
Paris
excited.
is gonna fall.
It could go so many ways.
Why hiding your face?
They're preparing for an attack, so I don't know. It's like part of a ritual. Let's just pray for tomorrow.
Oh my god. That's a beautiful wallpaper just right there.
Yeah.
So nice.
Skegel! Skalvel! Skillerklovner! Skalvel!
Oh my god.
Skillerklovner!
And we won't see the battle today. Ugh.
Oh my god.
Oh, the music is amazing. That was one fucking way to end an episode.
Oh,
Ah,
I got chills.
I know me
With
too.
just screaming, just shouting, and this music in the
They're
background.
getting ready in very different ways, and even the scene in the church, like that gave me like Hunchback of Notre Dame's feels, you
Feelings.
know, just their chants and how it echoes. It reminds me of the cathedral. It's, that there's something there, you know, when a lot of people are gathering and just believing the same thing and just sharing this moment together, and you know, they know they're gonna be attacked very soon. So they're all afraid, but they stand there together, and then they're gonna face the enemy, and they're just gonna stand strong as much as they can. It's almost like in Lord of the Rings, actually, second movie. They know that, I mean, they've probably heard a lot about them, so they know it's not gonna be easy. They have faith in their walls, but if they ever lose them, if they can breach the walls, it's over for them. They probably know that. It's just that they cannot run away. They have to defend their city.
You know what I was thinking when I heard the music when they went in the
The church, yeah.
and the music when we were with the Vikings.
Yep.
Within the church, the sorrow sounds, the willows. It's like they're accepting their fate. If they died, they're ready to be embraced by God's arms. But the Viking, they're not gonna die quiet.
Well, they never do.
No, they never do. But they're gonna give their all.
I mean, the
they're
difference
gonna go
is
screaming.
I feel like the difference is the Vikings chose to be there, whereas the French, they woke up one morning and their boats were there and they're like, ah, shit, it's our turn.
No, it's true, but if you think about it, I think that even though the Viking would know that people are somebody's coming to fight them on their own land,
they're gonna meet them head on.
That's right.
It's their entire way of thinking about a battle, and the aftermath of a battle is so different. And we've talked about this several times. Like, they see death as just a new beginning, whereas the Christians, they see death as the eternal end. There's nothing else after that, but it's not something to be afraid of unless you've done terrible things in your life or stuff that you've sinned, you know? And sin is actually something that was shown in this episode with what's his name again? Aethelwulf, thank you. He is stuck between a rock and a hard place because he's trying to be faithful. He's trying to follow God's will and just all the rules that they have. He's trying to be a good guy. But then he's got his father who has so many plans. Like, he's manipulating everyone, him included. And it's not like, I don't think he knows everything. Like, he's being informed of this at the same time.
He's a follower, yeah.
Yeah. So he has to do whatever his dad tells him to do, even though it might mean, killing innocents. And then he has to deal with his wife who committed a sin, but then his father decided to be like, you know what, I think it's a sign of God, so let's keep her around. Yeah. So he needs to keep her with him. I mean he cannot divorce her and still be a faithful husband, but then he also knows what she did, and he knows that kid is not his kid. So it's really difficult for him, and I'm sure he thought about punishing her, killing her, sending her away, killing the child several times, or committing a sin like, sleeping with other women, which is why he's punishing himself.
I think that might be the only quality in him that I can appreciate, that even though his wife cheated on him, that his father is using him, that he's not really respected as the king's son, if you know what I mean, that everything is just throwing stuff at his head and his face.
Yeah. He still does the job.
His faith is still like rock solid.
I mean, we've seen several times we've been afraid of what he might do. Like, he was telling the people of, I think it was the people of Mercia, but the people working for the uncle and the brother, he had this guy and he was about to torture him, and he got the information, but then he let the guy go. Like, they dined together, and he was like, I'm not a barbarian. So we knew way back when that he hated the Vikings. He hated Ragnar and his people. But even though he hated them, and he had the chance several times to just shoot them in the back and just betray them, he never did, because I feel like this guy, like you said, like, as much shit as he can take, like, he takes a lot, and he faces a lot, and no matter how he feels about what's going on, he will still try to do the right thing, which is, like you said, it's one thing I can appreciate about his character. Like, he was tempted so much by that queen. He was so tempted, and she was not making it easy for him. He was shaking. He did not kiss her.
Nope.
He stayed faithful, even though his wife was unfaithful and she had a kid with another guy.
True.
So it's crazy, but it's one thing about his character that I'm like, you're a good guy. It's just that there's circumstances and your upbringing and just all the shit that's around you doesn't make it easy,
I was kind of sure that maybe King Ecbert will ask his son to maybe
marry her,
try to marry the Princess of Mercia.
Yeah, at first, like I said in the episode, that's what I thought too. Like, he was talking about, how's your marriage and stuff.
Like, maybe go and sleep with her.
Give her a child?
Give her a child, yeah, because...
Yeah, but then he would be frowned upon. He would be frowned upon. Because, no, if he gives her a child, but they're not married, that kid is not going to be the heir of anything.
True, man.
And, but then I'm thinking that woman would never tie herself down like that. She loves her independence. She was a slave for the slave. She was her uncle's slave for so long.
As of now, she has a child, and she doesn't have any husband.
She doesn't want one.
So that will be the same thing, but this child will be Aethelwulf's son or daughter. So
Yeah, but if they're not married, it doesn't matter. She's queen of Mercia. If she wants to legitimate her child, she can probably do that. But if she has a kid with Aethelwulf,
Yeah.
it's not up to her. She's not the king or the queen of
but
Wessex.
that would still be technically Aethelwulf's son or daughter.
It's a bastard.
It's blood.
Yeah, but a bastard. The church would frown upon that, and I don't think she would
care
accept.
about the church.
She doesn't, but
Yeah.
he does.
What happens in Mercia stays in Mercia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't think she wants to tie.
The old age Vegas.
I don't think she wants to be married to anyone, and she likes her independence. And you saw how she reacted. Like as soon as she got to her own place and she became queen, like the power went to her head, and she decided to kill all these nobles because she doesn't want to have any ties to someone bigger than her. She doesn't want to answer to anyone. But then she needed that slap of reality to just remind herself that she is weakened right now. She has a kid with the Northmans, but the Northmans don't know and don't care, and it's not like anyone would believe that it's Ragnar's kid. Some people might, but that's not how he rolls.
I don't remember sleeping with you.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then she also, her army's there, but her army was also really weakened by the fight against her uncle and her brother.
True.
So, and like Ecbert said, Mercia has been destroyed by years and years of civil war. So right now they are at the mercy, no pun intended, of all the other kingdoms around.
True.
Wessex is in the perfect position right now because they control everyone. Mercia is in debt to them. King, what's his name again?
Northumbria, King
Jesus
Ael.
Christ. King Aela. There you go.
Yeah.
King Aela is believes that he is friends with them because his daughter has married his son.
But he's just a pawn.
He's just a pawn. And I think it's been it's been in the works for years now. It's just that Ecbert is so good at hiding his true intentions and just, acting a certain way. We've known from the beginning that he was a piece of shit. Like, he manipulates, but then he surprises us with something. And
even then, I kind of want to see him succeeding in his goal to be the king of all.
You want to see him succeed? I mean, I hate the other two rulers.
No,
There's that.
I hate what's going on, but still, I want to know what he's gonna do to be the king of all king and be king of all the other kingdoms.
What I'm afraid of is what he's willing to do to get to his goal, because he killed the entire Viking settlement just to punish the nobles that were working against him. And we're talking about his nobles. That was that was an internal affair. So what is he gonna do to get all the other kingdoms? He's dangerous, that's the thing.
He is,
and he is,
but he's fun to watch.
There's also a reason why Judith is still alive and the kid is still alive. He doesn't know about Athelstan being dead.
Do you think he's trying to maybe make her like him very much? Maybe
she's indebted to him, that's for sure.
She's so much indebted to him. But kissing her like that, I know that might be some custom back then too. But
I mean, yeah, it doesn't mean anything. I don't think it means anything.
Yeah, but
he's affectionate.
You saw him. He was touchy, like all sweet with her. Like
yeah, but I mean,
kiddo, that you own me big.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't hide from the fact that she owes him her life, and he's always been pretty open with her, like really sweet with her, and they share the same fascination for Athelstan too, so they can at least talk about that. But I don't know what he's planning. I don't know what... I mean, and that's why he's such a great character, actually, because nothing that he does is meaningless, but then he doesn't make it obvious either what he's going to do next. So we get surprised, and we're so wary of what he's going to do.
Like, are you speaking it through? Are you honest with us? Or just like playing with our minds?
Well, I've decided I do not trust the guy. I will never trust him anymore after the settlement, what he did there, so... And I mean, I don't think he's above using his son either, so we'll have to wait and see. Another thing I want to talk about is Floki. Okay, so
Floki, man.
I think that putting him in charge, that scene at the table, the look he gave him, and just how Floki was overwhelmed a little bit by how many people were there giving their opinions and just how he could not speak at all. I think it's interesting because it's like Ragnar was like, you talked against me for so long. You've been questioning my decisions, telling me that I was acting in the name of the Christians, that my mind was manipulated by Athelstan. Now Athelstan is not there. Sit in my place, do my job. Let's see how you handle it. And for a second, it's like Floki kind of realized, I mean, he's not there yet, but for a second he got to see how difficult it is to be Ragnar. Because there are so many people at that table who want to do it their way.
But with the task that have been put upon him, it seems so thrillful to to be in charge of it, to be kind of in charge of everything, and that people rely on him to succeed and
he's not
scavenging Paris.
He's not lying to himself. He knows Ragnar is aware of what happened. I think he knows.
You know what I just thought? Sorry, I cut you up, but you know what I just thought now? That Floki did all this hard work, but for nothing, because like I said, Ragnar know about the secret passage.
I mean, I'm not saying that what he built won't work. I'm trying to find a reason why he would put him in charge like this. And then, like I said, he kind of said, I'm sorry, Athelstan, for what I'm about to do, which means he's about to do something terrible. Killing Floki would be one thing, but I don't think that's that. I think he wants to see him destroyed. The look he gave him in the boat, he knows Floki is responsible. There's no denying that. He knows. And you saw how he handled the guy that attacked his village. How is he going to handle the guy he trusted who killed his best friend / brother almost? So he needs to do it in a way that's going to stick and in a way that's going to be intense. And that would deserve an apology to Athelstan's ghost.
Elga seems so horrified.
I mean, come on.
When you told him that he killed that
That's treason. That's terrible. Even if he wasn't Ragnar's friend, that would be punishable by death. You do not kill someone like that, especially if you don't have a reason. And his reason was not valuable.
He said he got a sign from the gods.
Yeah, but
is it not valuable enough for you?
No, not really. So, I think he put him in charge. And like I said in the episode, he did not say anything about what the traveler told him, what Athelstan and him discussed, the way to enter the city. Because Athelstan was saying they have towers, they have walls. If you cannot breach these walls, you're going to lose. And they are prepared for a siege. So if they are out there attacking and they cannot get in, they can stay there for a while. The entire summer, I think he said, right? And it's almost like, I mean, I'm going to make a reference to Game of Thrones, but that's because that's the only one that comes to mind right now. But you remember the strength of Winterfell was that they had very strong walls and they could withstand any siege.
I think that Ned Stark said that with a few men, you can still win the war against an army much bigger than yours.
Yeah, because as long as you're
if
in
you
the
got
walls,
a good siege.
A good siege.
If you got good walls, yeah.
Because I mean, as long as they're stuck out there, if you have a lot of supplies, you can stay there safe, and they are facing the elements, and they are being attacked, and they have to feed everyone, and they're not home. They're in enemy territory, so it's not like they have a lot of resources.
The thing with siege, though, is like with all the towers that Floki construct, the passage to go over the wall is going to be narrow. So technically, the Franks got the advantage on the Vikings there. The Franks, yeah.
You can call them French too. Anyway,
it's the Kingdom of Francia. So the Franks.
Yeah,
the Franks.
Anyway, what he built is impressive. And I do think that they are going to manage to at least get close and maybe over a couple walls. But then it depends on how they are going to react to this. Because their walls exist for a reason. They are prepared to push away anyone that comes close.
True.
So we'll see. I have a feeling that Ragnar is setting him up to fail.
Do you know what I thought, though? Because I just thought of the ancient Rome generals. I think it was Vercingetorix. I don't remember your name.
Throwing away all that knowledge.
Yeah, but it was one of the greatest strategists that exists in history. And I remember that he couldn't enter a city because their walls were so well done. So what he did, he just put his army all over the city so nobody could get out. and they bring supplies and supplies and supplies, and the Romans eat, but not.
During a siege, that's what it comes down to. The first one that doesn't have any food left surrenders. There you go.
Oh, I can't wait for next episode, guys.
This is gonna be the attack to the gates.
To the gates.
But
open the gates.
What I'm with my theory of Ragnar setting Floki up to lose. The only thing that I would hate about that is that he's also setting his people to die for that cause. Which would mean that could be why he's saying sorry to Athelstan for what he's about to do. But then Ragnar, his heart is kind of leading him on most of the time. Like, he doesn't really care about alliances. Yeah. When he's angry, he will fight back. And Floki needs to pay for what he did.
It's true that if we think about it, like we said, people are relying on Floki to succeed. And if he failed, people are going to be against him because they failed.
And I mean, it's not so much about everyone turning on Floki as much as it's Floki realizing that the gods are not in his favor here. It's not because he did that sacrifice that everything is going to go well. And that's what he was saying. Like, he was telling Ragnar, you're praying to the wrong god. You've turned Christian. Oh, you follow Athelstan, and then you lose, and stuff like that. So he was blaming him for that. So if he puts him in his place and they lose, he makes him taste a little bit how it was for him, you know?
You're praying the northern gods and we lose.
But I feel like
I'm surprised.
I mean, whatever happens, if they succeed or not, whatever happens, Floki got to see a little bit how it was to be Ragnar, how it was to have to answer to so many people, and you cannot always go at it your way. And when it goes to shit, it's your fault.
Not the god's fault.
Exactly. You feel terrible, and people blame you. So that's what Floki's been doing. He was blaming Ragnar for everything that went wrong, and blaming Athelstan for telling Ragnar what to do. But it's not up to the gods in this case. It's up to so many things. So
True.
It does kind of break my heart, though, because I know he killed Athelstan, and I hate him for that. But Floki,
feel like the guy, and it's fun to see him so thrilled about the idea of doing everything.
He's so happy to. I mean, I think he was afraid of how Ragnar was going to react to the death of Athelstan, and he was, he was
being
hey,
himself.
How are you, man? Stuff like that. He wasn't really forward with Ragnar, and then Ragnar gave him that job, put him in charge, and he felt so happy. So happy he actually told his wife that he killed Athelstan. But then I feel like he sees like the world is smiling down at him right now. The gods are happy with him. So he's really happy because he felt pushed away by Ragnar a lot.
Yeah.
So now he gets to be the center, in the center stage, and he gets to be in control. So he's really glad, but then if they fell, there's a part of me that's going to be sad for Floki, but I'm always going to be mad that he killed Athelstan. You robbed me of one of my favorite characters, man.
We can't erase that fact.
Yeah.
That's set in stones.
I know.
To there. Okay, before we end, what did you think about Thoron's mindset and Princess Gisla?
I mean, she's in the same mindset as she was for the last few episodes, and I feel like I'm actually glad that it takes her longer to recover from this because it's more realistic. She wanted to be a strong woman. She wanted to fight, and then her first fight, she ended up disfigured, and now I don't think she sees her worth.
Yeah.
She wasn't a person before she was set free, but that mindset is not going to go away overnight. And then she fell, and she was with Bjorn, and then she got disfigured. I think she fears that Bjorn doesn't see anything else in her, and she doesn't want to be forcing him to stay behind, and she doesn't want to give a worthless life to her kid.
Wife, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think she sees herself as a person, because she wanted to be a Viking. Now she failed at that, so she's nothing. She's no longer anything. So she needs to build that confidence back up, and it's gonna take time, but I wish she could go back on her feet before Bjorn did anything with anyone. That didn't happen. Like, he did sleep with that girl, but then... Yeah, but the problem is she's married, and the guy already has a grudge against Ragnar and his family, so...
Shit.
It's gonna cause problems, so I
just hope that
I think I say that all the time in this show.
Leave and let a other behind. please.
He's not leaving her. She gave him
No,
her
no, no.
blessing. She said, go sleep
I
with
just
other
hope
women.
that Thoron isn't just not gonna leave the village, Kattegat, and just leave other women behind. I just hope.
We'll have to see.
What about Princess Gisla?
I love her.
I love the character too.
We didn't really see much of her yet, but from what we've seen, she's got the pence in the family.
She's the one in charge.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I think her way of thinking, her way of doing things, she is aware of how her people are responding to the attack. She cares for how they think, and she wants them to be in a good place. And then she also makes good decisions, like telling her dad, you're gonna stay behind, because if you leave, people are gonna start saying you abandoned us, you abandoned them, and it's not a good way to start a fight. So he's not a very strong king from what I saw this episode. He doesn't make any decisions before, consulting his daughter.
It's just a figure, yeah.
And he's not the one in charge of the army or anything. Like, if you compare this guy to Ecbert, there's a huge difference. Anyway.
Huge.
We'll have to wait and see what happens next. The fight is going to be next episode.
Why do you think that she's looking in a husband? Because she refused many
I don't
proposals
know. We'll
before.
see. We'll see. I think she might be the princess that marries the bear. Anyway, we'll see in the next episode. We're going to move on because this discussion is really long right now.
Yeah. To the gate, guys!
To the gates. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see To the Gates right away, it's already on Patreon. The link is in the description.
Yep. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to watch it now. And if not, wait for later in the week, guys.
Yeah, a couple days.
Bye-bye.
Bye.